Not long ago, I had the fantastic experience of visiting Egypt, and I saw sand dunes for the first time, and it really sunk in that, holy shit, there are some things that can actually survive out there? Like, what the fuck? So, how do they do it? Let's talk about it. The Fenic Fox is a very cute, cuddly little critter that somehow manages to survive in this harsh, dry, and untamed environment. Anyways, it's actually really interesting if you look at the Arctic fox, for example. Pretty much the opposite traits are exaggerated. Arctic foxes have smaller ears, Fenic foxes obviously have much bigger ears. Speaking of their ears, it is one of their most important traits. Their giant ears allows them to cool off by flushing it with blood, and then that blood cools off a bit because the skin in the ear is very thin, so something about that. And obviously it allows their hearing to be absolutely fucking phenomenal, which is crucial in an environment where life is very few and far between, and they have to find as much prey as they possibly can. These ears can be up to 6 inches long, which is very, 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 very big. And these ears make up about 1/3 of their entire body length. The soles of their feet are actually covered with hairs in order to protect them from the extremely hot sand during the day, and it also helps them to move quietly on the sand. They have kidneys that are essentially made for storing water and moisture as efficiently as possible, because every single drop they can get is very, very important. Also, they are usually only active at night, which is true for many of the animals living in the desert, and they eat almost anything they can find. Their last distinct adaptation is their burrowing behavior. They dig burrows up to 10 meters long, with multiple entrances in case they need to make a desperate escape.
MashaAllah.
Camels might actually be the most finely tuned animals for survival in the desert. First off, their hump. A lot of people seem to think they store water in that little Humpty Dumpty, but they actually store fat, which is used when food and water, or just one of them, is scarce. A malnourished camel will have a completely depleted hump, and it will flop over, much like the fin of an abused orca will flop over as well. You see this a lot in places like anywhere they're kept in captivity, pretty much. But anyways, I'm not here to talk about that. They can lose up to 25% of their total body fat, which would kill almost any other species, but the camel is built different. Their noses, which looks suspiciously Jewish, by the way, collect moisture from the air, so even breathing is handcrafted to allow them to survive in the desert as best as possible. Another thing that saves that precious, moist, wet, beautiful water is the incredible ability to tolerate massive changes in body temperature, from about 34 degrees Celsius to nearly 42 degrees Celsius. This is incredible. I can't get out of bed if my temperature rises to 38 degrees Celsius. Like with the desert fox, the camel has fur that helps it reflect the sun's harmful rays. And they also have extremely long and thick eyelashes that would make any girl jealous. And these eyelashes are made up of 2 rows, which is 1 more than the average person's. They can also actually eat cacti and other spiky plants that most herbivores would stay away from. This is due to how their mouth is built. It's made up of a leathery material that allows them to not be harmed by these spiky pieces of shit. Now let's talk about them feet. Camels have soft feet, contrary to most ungulates, but even compared to things like rhinos or elephants, their feet are even softer and more loose. Their feet flatten when they walk, which helps distribute all of their body weight evenly in the soft sand. Those are all the major adaptations of the humble camel. These beautiful animals are so perfectly adapted to life in the desert. They've started invading maps that they don't even spawn in. Kangaroo rat. Now this strange looking thing is an extremely good survivor. They conserve water within their body by
any means necessary.
Their shit and piss is perfectly crafted to have as little water in it as humanly possible, or I guess ratly possible. They also get most of the moisture they need into their body by eating seeds, which is actually crucial for them. They have extremely big cheeks. Oh, no, I mean cheek pouches, just so they can carry more. And like the Fenic Fox, they are mainly nocturnal and spend the daytime in burrows that they usually dug themselves. No, this isn't the cornstar you goon to 5 times a day. This is a lizard that has some extremely unique features. First off, their skin armor, which is covered in spikes that allows it to ward off most predators, and it allows it to camouflage flawlessly with the desert sands. But their color can actually change based on the temperature, being a darker color when in the dark, and being a lighter color when in the light. This helps to bear the nearly unbearable heat, but their skin and scales have even more important features. They form a complex system of microscopic capillary channels. This is used to suck up any moisture that they can find, being able to suck up rain, dew, and even moisture from damp sand. And then this little moisture is transported to the throat. Now, Thorny Devils are actually active during the day. However, even they bury themselves during many summer days and become more active during spring and fall. They also have a fake head on the end of their tail, which is used to confuse predators essentially. If a predator is near them, then they will cover their actual head with their forelimbs and make the fake head more distinct and more attention-grabbing. This little critter has a fitting name since it moves sideways essentially. This allows it to move more efficiently than other modes of locomotion. This also greatly reduces the heat that is transferred from the sand to the snake, since there are only 2 points where the snake is touching the sand at all times. And this snake prefers to be active during dawn, dusk, or at nighttime, spending the day in a burrow of its own making. You might have noticed it, this snake essentially has 2 little horns on its head. The reason for this existing is the same reason for the camel's jungle eyelashes, to keep that goddamn sand out of his eyes. Now this thing has heat vision, and not in the way that Superman has it. This is the type of heat vision that allows it to see the heat that other creatures are emitting, which means it can see prey in the dark, and once it finds a prey item, it will inject it with extremely potent venom. Anyways, if you want a part 2, then like, subscribe, all that. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say in this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.